Welcome. In this video, we are going to review a machine learning interview question. That's a question in my ebook about machine learning. I will put the link in the description. And basically, this question is about continual learning. So, two approaches for continual learning that avoids catastrophic forgetting. So first, what does continual learning means and what does catastrophic forgetting means? So continual learning, it means you first train on a data set, and then you receive new data. So you want to keep training on the new data. You don't want to retrain your model from scratch, right? You want to keep training the model on the new data, but you don't want to avoid, you want to avoid catastrophic forgetting, which means that if you just train on the new data, you don't want to forget everything you've learned from the previous data, right? Or let's say you fine-tune on new data, on a new domain, you don't want to forget everything you've learned from the previous data, okay? So, let's have a look at the solutions. Basically, even if you don't know about that, for example, if you have some machine learning culture, you might know some approaches to solve that. But even if you don't know that, from here, you should be able to come up with ideas to derive some loss function. Of course, it depends on your advancement in machine learning. But if you already have a decent level and you're applying for research position or for advanced position, you should be able to find an answer to this question. So I will invite you to pause this video, think about the solution, and then put play again. So for example, one of the solution we could do, we will keep training the model only on the new data. So we will forget the previous data that we already trained the model on. So we train the model on the new data, but we want here for making sure that the model stay good on the previous data. The way we do that, we will put a constraint on the fine-tuning or on the continual learning so that the new weights stay close to the previous weight. Because previously the weight reached a point in the loss landscape where the model was good on the data it has seen. So it was the parameters theta star. And we want the new weight to be close to theta star because in that vicinity, the model is good at the task it needs to do, especially on the data it saw. Okay, so basically we are just training on the new data with the loss B, okay, LB. We optimize theta, and then we had an elastic weight consolidation. So we had elastic weight regularization, and we force the weight theta I to be close to the previous weight theta star I. Okay, so that's one way to avoid catastrophic forgetting. As always, in my ebook, I put reference to the questions. Basically area of reference. If you want to read a bit more about this method, a very nice paper about it. On another way, I think everyone could have thought about it, even if you are not a machine learning expert. What you can do, you can keep training on the previous data. So let's say in the past you had 1 million data points and you had 50k data points. You really want to focus on those new 50k, right? You don't want to, if you retrain on a full big data set, your new data are less than 5% of the total data set. So you really want to train on the new data, but frequently or with some probabilities, you will sample data from the previous data set. Okay, so for example, you can have an experience replay. Basically you will sample some data from the previous data set, from the first part of the data, but you will mainly train on the new data. Okay, so then there are a lot of questions that come up. What is the fraction between them? Maybe you won't be able to sample all the data from the previous data set. So let's say, for example, you'll see 50k new data. You will train for 10 epoch. So basically, the model will see 500k data. Or maybe you want to add also 500k data from the first part of the data. But that means if you have 1 million data in the first part, you won't be able to see all of them. And then there are questions about how do I sample those data, which one I choose. I will not treat that here in that answer because that's really the top of the iceberg. But I would advise you to have a look at those papers if you're interested and if you want to learn more about it. I really hope this video was helpful to you. If you want me to make a video more in-depth, let me know in the comments. If there is enough demand for it, I will do it. Please leave a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video.